Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the INSS Streeter Concrete Street Stock Series here from Hickory Speedway. Wow, I can't talk today. Hickory Motor Speedway on iRacing, and we're getting ready for a barn burner here. Just a couple races left in the season, 3 to be exact. We'll race at Hickory this week, move on to Kern County next week, and then round out the season at Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. And as soon as I pull them up, see Casey Beatty at the top of the leaderboard. Aaron Raymond sits back in second. Logan Powers, Jake Rout, and Jason Pelkey round out your top 5. Justin Prescott, Stephen Rockford, Shane O'Neill, Chad White, and Sean Fleury are your top 10. You can see where your favorite driver is if they're in the top 18 while we have those on the board. Of course, we'll be short track racing here tonight, which means anything can change and anything can happen. So we're looking forward to seeing exactly what goes on here at Hickory. I've been watching these drivers in practice, and this is a tricky little track. If we take a look at the track map, and I don't have a track map for this track. Well, that makes it even better. Yep, my time and scoring does not have a track map here at Hickory, but it's not a complete circle. It's not a complete oval. You do have kind of a little bit of shape to it. Let's see if we can see that from the blimp here. We can zoom out. While we're zooming out, we'll talk. Yeah, the high banks here at Hickory, not symmetrical. As you come down the front stretch nice and straight, down into turns 1 and 2. And then down the backstretch, much shorter backstretch than front stretch as you get into turn number 3. So it's going to make for some interesting racing. We've seen a lot of that here tonight. Drivers getting really, really loose off of turn 2 and off of turn number 4. So I would not be surprised to see some more incidents like that as you see the banking. Not a lot of banking here at this track down on the bottom. Using the apron to get the car to turn. We'll ride along here with the 31 of Sean Fleury. So down into the corner, try to keep your speed and momentum up off the corner. Almost in a 4-wheel drift there off the corner. You see just how hard it is to keep the back end from sliding out at you here at Hickory Speedway. So this is going to lend for some fantastic racing here tonight. So another driver gets a little loose there off the corner. We have about 10 seconds away from getting qualifying underway. Then we'll have our heat races and right into our feature here tonight. Of course, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Kick. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. So qualifying now getting underway. Let's see who our first driver is to hit the racetrack. It looks like it's going to be Sean Fleury in that 31 machine. Drivers will have just 5 minutes to set a time. And the other thing that we noticed a couple times in a couple of our other leagues that we announce is cloud cover makes a difference. So you see drivers out here right now. It looks like Flurry's caught a cloud. The track is very dark. That's going to lend for a little bit more speed. But as the sun starts to make its appearance, though it is kind of almost sunset, that can change the track temperature as well. As Casey Beatti just jumped up to the top of the leaderboard. And he's going to make it just one lap as he is fastest. Shane O'Neill coming across the stripe on his second lap. He's going to move up into 7th. Here's Jake Rout trying to get some heat in those tires. Down into turns 3 and 4. And across stripe, and Jake Rout is going to move up to the 9th position currently. Peter Fisher just jumped up into 15th. We'll see if he can improve his time here. Coming down the backstretch for the final time on his qualifying attempt. And he's going to jump up to 5th quickest. With just 3 drivers left to qualify, Aaron Raymond, Nicholas Mumley, and Jason Pelkey left to qualify. So while we're waiting for those 3 drivers to make their way out onto the racetrack, we want to thank everybody again for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or Kick, we do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. I also want to thank the sponsor of the series, Streeter Concrete. Get a load of us, Streeter Concrete of Waitsfield, Vermont, 802-793-6793. Find their link down below, or their phone number down below in the description as well. It's like Jason Pelkey just making his way out onto the racetrack. Coming down in turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Nice smooth lap off of turn number 4. You see him, though, wrestling that car. Having those bright gloves really shows you how much he's working the wheel inside that car. Coming down into turn number 3. And down across the stripe. And Pelkey is going to move up into the 15th position with about a minute and a half left here in qualifying. Of course, I want to thank our great partners here on Intensity Broadcasting, including Race EPI for all your iRacing, coaching, and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. Of course, you can help support our channel by visiting intensitybroadcasting.com for hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, Atlee Atman Weese's swag as well. You can check all that out down at the link below. And of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The Gamer Plus is a new and upgraded sim racing haptic that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and other gaming effects. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. And not just does Butt Kicker have great great products for your gaming, but you can also check out and see which movie theaters in your area use Butt Kicker technology to give that little extra feel to your movie. So check that all out at thebuttkicker.com. It looks like we are just about done with qualifying. About 5 seconds left. Looks like a couple drivers not making their way out onto the racetrack. So we'll be getting ready for our first heat race here tonight. Let's see who, let's take a look at our starting grid. For heat number 1, we'll have Casey Beatty on pole, Sean Fleury starting from the second position. Ethan Tyrell and Logan Powers make up row number 2. Then Justin Prescott, Scott Rockford, and Nicholas Mumley rounding out the field here tonight in our first of what's going to be, I believe, 2 heat races here tonight. Pace truck getting ready to roll off in just a moment. Got a couple things on the chat here. We see Brian Powers says, let's go 31 and 99. And Dayton White says, Josh Hall. Good to see everybody in the chat there. Don't forget to let us know who you're rooting for here tonight. Let us give your shout outs. We'll be more than happy to shout you out here tonight on the chat. The NFL needs Josh Hall. Sit me down right next to Tony Romo. I'll be happy to announce there in the NFL. You guys are too kind. Of course, Atlee getting ready to start his racing season in a few weeks' time here. So, always want to wish Atlee good luck in his endeavors. Of course, you can support the young man over at our website, over at intensitybroadcasting.com. As we get ready here, the cars are about to roll out on track. So we get ready for our first heat race. Eight laps will be the distance here at Hickory Speedway. I know they were going back and forth, the league, between running Hickory and Slinger when Slinger was announced, but looks like Hickory stayed on the schedule. So there we go. Now we've got our proper heat race lineup there as the green flag is in the air. And Beatty gets out to a great jump here with Sean Fleury trying to use that high lane. We've seen in practice that high lane can carry some speed here, as we see Fleury get around Ethan Tyrell and up into the second position. And now Fleury trying to get to the back bumper of Beatty to try to win this heat race here. Just behind, though, see Logan Powers using the high side to get around Tyrell and move Powers up into the third spot. So that top line is racy early. But as the tires start to wear out, we'll see how much that bottom line comes in. So now we've got another driver, looks like the 77 Scott Rockford, trying to use that high line to get around the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. Sean Fleury now has a mirror full of Logan Powers with just coming to 4 laps to go, halfway through the heat race. And Casey Beatty just pulling away from our leaders here, or from the rest of the pack, as now Justin Prescott and Scott Rockford go side by side down into turn number 4. Beatty all alone out front. Just about a half a second over second place Sean Fleury with 2 laps to go. Logan Powers not able to catch back up to Fleury as they come through turns 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag in our first heat race here tonight. Casey Beatty with a commanding lead, just over half a second over second place Sean Fleury as they make their way through down the backstretch for the final time. And off of turn number 4, it's going to be the 45 of Casey Beatty getting your heat race win here tonight at Hickory. Sean Fleury comes home second. Logan Powers, Ethan Tyrell, Scott Rockford, Justin Prescott, and Nicholas Mumley will be the results here for our first heat race. As here is, oops, that's not what I was looking for. Now there's the results of the first heat race. as we take a look at our second lineup here. As looks like it's not showing the right lineup there. So Eric Steele going to be your pole sitter. Peter Fisher to his outside. Ty Delphia and Jake Grout in row number 2. Mark Baldwin, Joshua Baldwin, and Andy Collins. As the green flag comes out for our second heat race here tonight. Yeah, we see that bottom lane have the advantage, but Peter Fisher under attack early from Ty Delphia is taking a look down to the inside of the 71. And off of turn number, one driver loops it. Comes up the racetrack. That was Mark Baldwin. Came up the racetrack into Andy Collins and Joshua Baldwin. Lots of damage to that 91. You see that right front tire on that 91 machine is completely locked up. You see it's not even spinning. And now the 71 of Peter Fisher goes way up the racetrack. Caution is out on the racetrack. That's why. So we try to take a look here, see what happened here. You see the 91 there in front gets down into the corner, makes a little contact with the 49 of Jake Grout, overcorrects it, and comes right up the track into the 68 and the 11. Then Andy Collins gets down in the corner. He's got a little bit more damage than he thought he had, as well as he's going to loop it right around off of turn number 4. And here we go. Green flag is back in the air. We catch the action as the green drops. Eric Steele back out in front. Peter Fisher trying to hold on to that second spot, but he's got Jake Grout and Ty Delphia battling side by side right behind. As we come to 5 laps to go. Jake Grout all over the back bumper of Peter Fisher. Take a look off the back bumper of Peter Fisher's car. Almost a little bit of contact there as Jake Grout makes the dive down to the inside and off of turn number 4. We're coming to 3 laps to go. They're side by side for the second position. Great battle here as they come off of turn number 2 and down into turn number 3. Jake Grout getting a little loose there. Makes some contact there with Fisher. Grout able to hold on to it as we come to 2 laps to go, and Eric Steele with a commanding lead in front of these other drivers. White flag is now in the air, just 1 more lap to go. For Eric Steele with a huge lead over Peter Fisher. Jake Grout, though, trying to make one last attempt here at a dive down to the inside of Fisher. He's going to get to the inside, but not going to be able to make it stick as he almost loses it off turn number 4. Eric Steele gets the win. Peter Fisher comes home second. Jake Grout third. Ty Delphia, Andy Collins, Mark Baldwin, and Joshua Baldwin round out the field as we take a look now at our third heat. And Caden Fisher will be your pole sitter in this one with Stephen Rockford to the outside. Chad White, Shane O'Neill make up row number 2. Then Jason Pelkey and Aaron Raymond make up row number 3. Here's the results from the last heat. As I mentioned, Eric Steele getting the win. Peter Fisher in second. Jake Grout, Ty Delphia, and Andy Collins, your top 5. Mark Baldwin and Joshua Baldwin rounded out that heat. As Caden Fisher is going to lead him down to the start here. With Stephen Rockford to his outside as the pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. And green flag is back in the air. Fisher trying to clear Rockford, but Rockford fires hard back up on the outside. He's going to try to take the lead the long way around here as they come off of turn number 4. But Fisher is going to lead that lap by a nose as they go down into turn number 1, door to door, side by side, make a little contact there. Rockford not giving up the spot, though. He's racing hard up on that high side as Shane O'Neill tries to make his way into the picture, and Chad White loops around on the front stretch, but no caution. Should be able to get that back. Nope, looks like he made his way down to pit road, so no caution will fly. We'll have 5 laps to go as we got door-to-door for first and second and door-to-door for third and fourth as Shane O'Neill and Aaron Raymond now side by side right behind our leaders. Rockford able to nose out in front of Fisher as they come off of turn number 4, but not able to clear the 18 as this is a great battle for the lead as they go side by side down through turns 1 and 2. A little contact there off of turn number 2, more contact behind as Shane O'Neill and Aaron Raymond get into each other. No harm, no foul as we continue green. 3 laps to go. And now Rockford able to clear the 18 of Caden Fisher. Now, does Fisher have anything back for him as they go down into turn number 3? Off of turn number 4 and down into turn number 1. Laps clicking off quickly here as Caden Fisher's going to try to use that apron to help get a little run here on Stephen Rockford, but not going to make that happen. Coming to the white flag here, just 1 lap to go. Fisher now takes a look down to the inside on the final lap. They're going to be side by side off of turn number 2 down into turn number 3. Does Fisher have anything for him as they come off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe? And Stephen Rockford's going to get the win. Caden Fisher is going to come home second. And here are your results for heat number 3. Stephen Rockford with the win. Caden Fisher comes home second. Aaron Raymond back in third. Shane O'Neill, Jason Pelkey, and Chad White round out the field in our final heat race. So let's take a look at the starting grid for our feature event. Casey Beatty is going to start on pole. Eric Steele roll off from second. Then Stephen Rockford and Sean Fleury make up row number 2. Peter Fisher and Caden Fisher back in row number 3 with Logan Powers and Jake Grout. Rounding out row number 4, Aaron Raymond in the 88. He'll roll off in the 9th position with Ethan Tyrell back in 10th. Ty Delphia and Shane O'Neill back in row number 6. Row number 7 will be Stott Rockford and Andy Collins with Jason Pelkey and Justin Prescott back in row number 8. Mark Baldwin, Chad White, row number 9. Then Nicholas Mumley and Joshua Baldwin will round out the field here tonight at Hickory Motor Speedway. As the cars make their way around the racetrack. Pace truck will be in this time. We'll cut them loose here at Hickory Motor Speedway with Casey Beatty and Eric Steele up on the front row. Pace car is in, green flag's in the air. We are racing, and Eric Steele trying to get the advantage here up on the high side. Casey Beatty, though, on that low side. As the sun goes down, the track's starting to cool down. Speeds are coming up. Right behind Sean Fleury and Stephen Rockford back, battling for that second position as they're still side by side. Some issues in the back of the pack. Looks like everybody's able to get going there. Oh, we got one car still sideways across the racetrack. That's going to bring out our first caution of the night. I'll bring up our first wreckage rewind. So we take a look here and see what happened. Oh, started well before this. We see the 77 of Rockford. Looks like he had a little bit of help from the 64 of Pelkey. Again, we see the overcorrection comes right up the track, just barely misses Shane O'Neill. Unfortunately, the 68 is caught up in this one, as the 68 of Andy Collins. He was trying to get it looped back around. Looks like he's got heavy wheel. Oh, yeah. He was trying to get that thing turned back around. You see all the heavy wheel damage to that 68 machine. And, yeah, the wheels aren't even turning on that one. So he's still trying to get that thing back to pit road. Of course, they do not have resets in this league. So any damage they incur, they will have to sit in the pits and try to get fixed up. So a tough break for Scott Rockford and Andy Collins on lap number 1. Well, the excitement on Tuesday nights is starting back up early with the Doghouse Racing League starting their season in Xfinity Series cars this time, starting this Tuesday. Tune in for that, 8 o'clock Eastern, for the Doghouse Racing League presented by Shoney's. And they'll have the last race of the SCSRA as their truck series crowns a champion on Tuesday night. But here we go, green flag back in the air here at Hickory. And Beatty choosing the high side, almost comes down into Steele. Eric Steele able to back out of it, not make contact with that 45. Those two are nose to tail as Stephen Rockford and Sean Fleury continue to battle side by side. As Beatty continues to pull away, now Stephen Rockford's able to clear Fleury, and Fleury on a bit of a backward slide right now, being pinned down on the bottom. Looks like that high lane is the place to be right now, as we see Fisher looking up to the high side. That is Peter Fisher looking up to the high side of Fleury, with Caden Fisher just making his way around the 31. And Caden Fisher taking a look down to the inside of Stephen Rockford. Rockford able to clear Fisher down into turn number 4. This battle is continuing on between Sean Fleury and Peter Fisher. Now the 49 of Jake Grout coming into the picture here as well. So look from Logan Powers' roll bar here as you take a look at the racetrack and the battle right in front. Take a look at Logan here, and he is busy in this race car. So he's got the 23 of Ty Delphia taking a look down to the inside of Powers here. Great battle, great view of that battle here from the roll bar. As Powers continues to use that high side to try to get around the 23 of Tyrell. Meanwhile, up front, Casey Beatty still out in front of Eric Steele by about a half second, but Eric Steele starting to get a little bit of, oh, I thought it was competition from behind. No, that's the 77 of Stephen Rock, I'm sorry, 77 of Scott Rockford, who was involved in that earlier incident. He will get that fixed up enough to get back out onto the racetrack, but that is not a happy looking car. He is the first driver one lap down. Side by side, Peter Fisher and Caden Fisher. As they come off of turn number 4, and they are going to continue to battle side by side. And Caden's going to hold off Peter Fisher for now. As now Logan Powers comes up to the back bumper of Fisher, and the 49 of Jake Grout's going to take a dive down to the inside. As they are coming up on the lap car of Scott Rockford, who's going to play a bit of a pick here, and the 49 of Jake Grout's going to lose a couple positions behind that lap car. So Peter Fisher now has a little bit of breathing room between himself and Logan Powers, but Powers taking a look now down to the inside, trying to take over that 5th spot. Ooh, and caution is back on the racetrack. It looks like it's for Ethan Tyrell, who's looped around in turn number 1. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. Well, let's see what happened here. Tyrell battling down underneath the 88. Oh, him and Fleury made some contact there, and let's bring this one back, because it looked like there was quite a bit going on there. It'd be best to see it from the blimp, I think. We'll zoom this one in just a little bit as we take a look and see what happened. Oh, Tyrell gets in the back of Fleury as they had the lap car right in front of them, and checked out that whole bottom line, and that's what caused the incident there. See a couple drivers coming down pit road. All these drivers in front of Beatty here are going to get back onto the lead lap. When we get the 1 to go signal, all these drivers in front of Beatty are going to get waved around the pace truck. Or not. Looks like Justin Prescott's going to be your leader. Not really sure what happened to put these drivers up at the front, but there we go. Green flags in the air. Justin Prescott up to the front. Shane O'Neill back in second. Jason Pelkey battling side by side with the 91 of Mark Baldwin. Then we see the 13 of Ty Delphia right behind us. Caden Fisher trying to make his way back through the field. Casey Beatty deep in the field right now as well. So that's what happened. Casey Beatty back. All came down pit road and pit. More than likely for fuel to make it to the end of the race. And that's why we have a new set of faces up at the front. As we are just about a quarter of the way through the race, Justin Prescott now out in front. Shane O'Neill back in second. Mark Baldwin under attack, though, by the 64 of Pelkey down into turn number 4. Down the straightaway, and Baldwin able to hold on to that spot using that higher lane, able to get the momentum up off the corner. But here comes Pelkey trying to dive back down to the inside yet again. Casey Beatty now taking a look down underneath Caden Fisher. So they go side by side. It's a battle for the 6th position. And Beatty, the first driver out there who has come down pit road. Meanwhile, up front, Pelkey and Baldwin continue to go side by side in the battle for 3rd place. Another battle up here. Eric Steele side by side with Aaron Raidman. Did you see a couple of drivers bouncing off the wall out in front? Looked like Fisher was up in the wall. Look at the brakes glow on these cars as they come through turns 1 and 2 here, especially Fisher. You're not going to be able to see them here. But as they come through turns 3 and 4, you'll see these front brakes really glowing on these cars in the back of the field here. Forced to use a lot of brake when you're this far back in the pack. See those brakes glow as they get into the corner. Fisher all over the back bumper of Delphia. As Casey Beatty now looks down to the inside of Mark Baldwin, trying to take over that 4th position. Shane O'Neill, Pelkey continue side by side as Joshua Baldwin. Looks like he had an issue for a second. He's got a lot of damage to the right side of that car. But we stay green with Justin Prescott still out in front. He's got about a second lead over Shane O'Neill and Jason Pelkey. As the battle for 2nd place, battle for 2nd place continues to heat up right here in front of Casey Beatty. Beatty's in a spot he doesn't want to be in right now. He sees these drivers side by side in front of him. He wants to get around them and try to chase down the 44 of Prescott. Meanwhile, not too far behind, we see the 99 Logan Powers down to the inside of Caden Fisher. And that brake glow you're seeing, that is actually live data from these cars. So you can see drivers like Logan Powers, his brakes are not glowing nearly as much as we see some of the other drivers out there. So he's not really using a whole lot of brake right now to get that car slowed down. As the yellow flag is back in the air. Looks like it was for possibly for Mark Baldwin. We'll take a look here at our wreckage rewind. It would most definitely be for the Baldwin machine as Scott Rockford makes a little contact there with the 91, and the 91 goes right around in front of the field, able to hold on to it though, keep it from getting any other drivers involved. Now we're seeing a bunch of drivers making their way down pit road. We see Pelkey, who looks like he completely missed his pit stall. Ty Delphia on pit road. Shane O'Neill. Ethan Tyrell. Mark Baldwin, Chad White, Josh Baldwin, Scott Rockford, all on pit road. So that's going to give Casey Beatty the lead yet again as we're working our third caution of the night. Michael Leach says, come on, Sean and Logan. It sounds like somebody might have just lost a motor. Let's see if we can see who's having some issues here, if somebody's under power. Well, here we go. Casey Beatty going to be your control car with Logan Powers up to his outside. Lights are back on the pace truck, though, as we try to get this all sorted out before we go back green flag racing. So Peter Fisher falling to the back. He is going to be at the tail end of the field now. Here you go, pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Beatty up on the high side is your control car. Green flags back in the air. We are back racing as the field makes their way through turns 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2. Ooh, issues for Mark Baldwin in the back here. Able to get it back underway. As Beatty's able to pull away from Logan Powers, here comes Caden Fisher. Thought about making it 3 wide with the 88 of Aaron Raymond. Raymond trying to work to the high side of Logan Powers as they go side by side into turn number 1. Meanwhile, Sean Fleury and Caden Fisher door to door through turns 1 and 2. As that battle continues on for 4th and 5th place. Aaron Raymond able to get out in front of Logan Powers to take on or hold on to that second position. As the field makes their way down into turn number 1, you see Caden Fisher and Sean Fleury continuing to duke it out for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, the 49 of Jake Grout is now coming into the picture here. It looks like Caden Fisher might lose that 5th spot to Jake Grout as Grout's really rolling that high side well. Door to door, side by side, down through turns 3 and 4. And Fisher just able to just stay out in front of Grout by a nose. As I say that, Jake Grout dives to the outside, makes that move, and solidly moves Jake Grout up into the 5th position. Meanwhile, up front, Casey Beatty, who just scrapes the wall a little bit. That's allowing Aaron Raymond to close in on that 45 machine. Dan Stevens on the 18, the 64, and the 44. Sorry, that's the 18, the 44, and the 64. So he's out here rooting for Caden Fisher, Justin Prescott, and Jason Pelkey. As we are just past halfway And Casey Beatty still has a mirror full of Aaron Raymond. And as I say that, the caution is out for the 11 of Joshua Baldwin. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. Baldwin battling here with Peter Fisher. Well, just loses it all by himself down there on the low side. Able to keep it off that inside wall and down off the racetrack to keep it from catching anybody else. And Casey Beatty back on pit road getting tires yet again. Looks like Aaron Raymond, though, is going to beat off the 45. Shane O'Neill coming off of pit road now, so looks like Sean Fleury is going to be your leader now. Sean Fleury is going to be ahead of Logan Powers. Caden Fisher, Stephen Rockford, and Ty Delphi are going to be your top 5. When we go back, green flag racing. So here we go. We're re-racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire here. With Sean Fleury, your control car up on the high side. Green flag is back in the air. And Fleury and Powers are side by side. Is Fleury able to clear Powers? And just behind me, see Caden Fisher and Stephen Rockford going at it door to door. As the battle for third. Fisher down on the low side. Gets a little loose there, getting into the corner. Now he's going to try to run the track up the track a little bit, up into the 66, trying to muscle that spot away as Rockford got sideways off of turn number 4. Caution. Caution is out on the racetrack. Looks like it might have been for the 71 of Peter Fisher. Oh, Fisher gets into the 25 of O'Neill and upsets the 71, and he ends up going for the ride. So just past halfway here. Of course, lots of racing here on Intensity Broadcasting, and the lights go off on the pace truck. Of course, we've got our Tuesday Night Truck Series with CSRA, the Doghouse Racing League, coming back this week. Of course, Thunderstruck. Green flag is in the air. Thunderstruck on Thursday nights. Lots of racing, short track racing out of them. So if you're a fan of short track racing, join us here as Sean Fleury takes the lead back away from Logan Powers. And here comes Stephen Rockford trying to make something happen as the yellow flag is back out. And Ethan Tyrell has looped it around here in turn number 2. See if we can see exactly what happened here. Ooh, Beatty up on the high side. They make it 3 wide here. Oh, and just some contact there, and Beatty was involved. I'd like to take a look at that one again, maybe from the blimp here, maybe get a little different picture here. We saw Beatty go up to the high side to make it 3 wide. Yeah, that's just looks like Tyrell thought there might have been a little bit more room. It looks like the 49 really didn't realize how 3 wide they were and forced Tyrell up into Beatty. Doesn't look like any damage to that 45 machine. You see the 49 of Jake Grout and Beatty making a little contact there under yellow. Again, I just don't think Grout knew that they were that tight 3 wide. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace truck. We're re-racked, restacked, and get ready to refire here. Sean Flory up on the high side yet again. The air control car, Logan Powers down on the bottom. Then Stephen Rockford and Caden Fisher back in row number 2 as the green flag's back in the air. Sean Flory back to lead. Caden Fisher, though, trying to follow him right along here. We go down through turns 3 and 4. To start lap number 60. Off of turn number 4, we're going to have just 40 laps to go. And caution is back out on the racetrack. And this time it looks like it is for Eric Steele. A lot of damage to that 32 machine. Ooh, Shane O'Neill and Eric Steele here. Looks like another case of 2 drivers looking for the same spot of real estate. Let's bring this one back again and yeah, Eric Steele just came up the track like he didn't know Shane O'Neill was there. Ends up turning himself right into that tire barrier. Ooh! A couple other drivers involved in that one as well. Saw Mark Baldwin caught up in that. It looked like the 68 of Andy Collins was caught up in that one as well. Oh, see if we can find where that yellow was. Not able to refine it here before we go back green flag racing. So here we go. Sean Flory up on the high side this time. Has Caden Fisher to his inside as green flag goes back in the air. Ooh, Fisher got a little loose there. Almost came up into the side of Fleury. Now Fisher trying to get the run on the low side to get in front of Fleury. He's going to lead that lap. Fleury, though, going to try to muscle him back down into turn number 1. More contact off of turn number 2. Full contact racing up here at the front. And Justin Prescott has a front row view of this as more contact off of turn number 4. Fleury still trying to make something happen. Is he going to try to cross him over here down the backstretch? No, he's going to tuck back in line as Logan Powers takes a look down underneath Casey Beatty. Now Powers starting to fall back on that low side as Beatty now making a move down to the inside of Justin Prescott. Side by side, door to door, down into turn number 1. Prescott and Beatty. Sean Fleury and Caden Fisher out in front as well. Beatty, the wheelman now, gets to the inside of Fleury. He's going to get around 2 cars here in one corner. Ooh, Prescott got really loose there in front of Raymond and Powers. Now, Caden Fisher and Casey Beatty battling it out for the lead. So here comes Beatty down to the inside of Fisher. Fisher able to get back out in front of Beatty. Sean Fleury right here in the mix as well. We are coming to 30 laps to go. And caution is back out onto the racetrack. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened to bring this one out. Ooh, Jake Grout came up the track up into the side of Rockford. And then Tyrell made some contact. Ooh. Big contact with the outside wall. Take a look here from the blimp as we can see the 49 comes back across the track hard into the outside wall. Here comes the 66 of Rockford. Just nowhere to go. Ethan Tyrell gets a piece of it. We see Joshua Baldwin get a little piece there as well. Eric Steele, Mike Baldwin. So that 23 here tonight has hit everything but the lottery, unfortunately for him. Same with a couple other drivers that feel the same way, that they've hit everything but the lottery here tonight. As we work caution number 8. Don't forget to check out our great league sponsor. That's Streeter Concrete out of Waitsfield, Vermont. As the green flag is back in the air, and Caden Fisher gets a great jump over Casey Beatty down into turn number 3. Looks like Mark Baldwin had some more issues, but he's back and rolling. As now Caden Fisher gets clear of Casey Beatty, and Aaron Raymond starts the battle around Beatty. He's going to take over that second spot. He's going to try to take the lead here off of turn number 2, right there on the back bumper of Fisher. Is he going to try to make the move down to 3? No, he's going to stay tucked in line. Possibly try to use that bumper to make something happen here. Back up into the outside wall goes Caden Fisher. So we have 25 laps to go. Door to door, side by side for the lead. Caden Fisher, Aaron Raymond. Casey Beatty right there in the mix here as well. Ooh, contact off of turn number 4. As Raymond tries to take the lead away, tries to muscle that spot away. And the caution flies yet again for the 9th time here tonight. So we try to find what happened this time. Ooh, actually happened in front of Baldwin there. Looks like it started with the 44 of Prescott. Completely loose, overcorrects it, reconnects it, comes right up in front of Joshua Baldwin, gets looped, and then the 91 of Mark Baldwin gets turned around as well. That's what brought out our most recent caution. With 23 laps to go. As I say before, don't forget to check out our great league sponsor, Streeter Concrete, out of Waitsfield, Vermont. Get a load of us. 802 793 6793. So we thank them for coming on board and sponsoring this great series. As we re-rack, restack, get ready to refire the league here. Off of turn number 4, pace truck back down on pit road. And the green flag is in the air. Raymond tries to get the jump, but here comes Fisher taking a look back down to the inside. Casey Beatty right there as well. Ooh, some contact there. Caden Fisher got really loose there on the bottom. They continue to battle door to door. Raymond trying to hold off Fisher up on that high side with a hard charging Casey Beatty as a caution flies yet again. This time it looks like it is for Joshua Baldwin. You see slow on the track here, and I'll bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened to the 11 here. Oh, just gets looped around there down to the inside. You see a lot of marbles there on the inside of the racetrack and up high, so that's starting to make the inside and outside of the track very slick. Dirt racing, that would be the cushion, which would give you grip. Here it does the exact opposite. Those marbles make that racetrack very slick, and it's just like they say, they're little pieces of rubber up at the top of the racetrack, and just like if somebody put a bunch of marbles out there, it makes a very, very slick out there. It takes a lap or two to get those marbles off of your tires. Here we go. We're going back at green flag racing. When we go back green flag racing, we'll have just 20 laps to go. Lights just came back on as Ethan Tyrell was waved around the field. So here we go. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air, and we are back racing. We go side by side for the lead. Caden Fisher trying to muscle the lead away from Aaron Raymond. Down into turn number 3. Less than 20 laps to go here from Hickory. Casey Beatty sitting right there as more contact between our two leaders. Casey Beatty sits back there in third, just waiting in the wings, waiting for something to happen between these two. Getting ready to pounce if they decide to take each other out. Sean Fleury also right there in the mix. And side by side between Ty Delphia and Jason Pelkey. That is a battle for the 5th and 6th position. Now Beatty jumps up to the high side. He's going to try to push Aaron Raymond. Raymond able to clear the 18 of Caden Fisher. And here comes Casey Beatty around the outside of Fisher as well. So move Beatty up at the second. Now Sean Fleury trying to work on the back bumper of Caden Fisher. Now does Beatty have anything for Aaron Raymond? As we are coming to 15 laps to go. Battle for the lead is starting to heat up. Meanwhile, a little further back, we see Pete Fisher. Oh, gets into Ty Delphia, turns Delphia into the outside wall. That's going to bring out a caution. We saw that one happening live. We've seen this a couple times here tonight, where drivers just don't know that they're not clear coming off the corner. See, Fisher is right there up against the wall. Ty Delphia, just don't think he realized that Fisher was there. He just barely misses those tires there. So we'll be getting ready to refire here with 12 laps to go. So lights on the pace truck are off. We get re-racked, restacked. Pace truck getting ready to take a hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Green flag back in the air. Aaron Raymond with a great jump there on Casey Beatty. And Beatty now has a mirror full of Sean Fleury, who's trying to move into that second position. But Fleury's got to hold off Caden Fisher, as Fisher's found a little bit of speed here in the late laps. When we cross the line this time, we'll have just 10 laps to go. Yeah, he lost a little bit of time there on Raymond. Sean Fleury's slowly gaining on that 45 machine. While the battle's starting to heat up back here, it's allowing Aaron Raymond to stretch his legs start to pull away from Beatty. With just 8 laps to go. Flurry right there to the back bumper of Beatty. You ride along with Beatty here. Flurry is right there on that back bumper. And now here comes Caden Fisher looking down to the inside as they go side by side in a battle for the 3rd position. That's going to give Beatty the breathing room he needs as we come to 5 laps to go. And caution is out. Oh no, it looks like it's for Logan Powers, who is around in turn number 1. Oops, let's take a look to see what happened here to Powers. Ooh, Prescott got knocked around there, and then Powers was just in the middle, and that was just a lot of everything going on right there. Like some tempers flaring between a few drivers. So as we come to 5 laps to go, it's going to give Casey Beatty an opportunity to cool off those tires to try to make another run at Aaron Raymond and get the win here tonight. Here we go. Lights on the pace truck are off. It looks like Aaron Raymond is going to choose the high side here again on this restart. The green flag is back in the air. 4 laps to go. Does Beatty have anything for a one last ditch effort as he's going to have to slide in behind Aaron Raymond. Here comes Caden Fisher down to the inside. Coming to 3 laps to go. Fisher loses the back end. That allows Sean Fleury to pull alongside the 18. As they go side by side down into turn number 3. Fleury able to pull along. Nope, he gets into the outside wall. Pelkey gets into him. 32 of Eric Steele starting to lose it. He goes around. Big wreck here in turn number 2. Caution is out for the 13th time here tonight. And Eric Steele looks like he's going to bring that right to the garage area. That car is not looking very happy right now, as we'll take a look at this one. From the blimp will probably be our best view. Shane O'Neill starts to lose it there. Able to hang back on. And you see Sean Fleury up in front there, battling with Pelkey. Pelkey gets down into the corner a little bit deep. Eric Steele comes down into the 25 of O'Neill. Thought he was going to save it. You see Sean Fleury making his way up the racetrack after getting bumped. Tyrell gets into Rockford. Here comes Prescott into the mix here as well. So a lot happening all at once there. And Caden Fisher is going to drop all the way back to 10th. He just made his way down onto pit road. So a couple drivers had to pit there that weren't going to make it to the end as we extend the race past 100 laps. And Raymond back up on that high side. Green flag is in the air. Great jump for Beatty, able to stay door to door with Raymond as they go down into turn number 1. Raymond off of turn number 2 down into 3. Still has that slight advantage as they come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. He is clear of Beatty down into turn number 1. Does Beatty have anything for a last ditch effort here as they come down the backstretch for the final time? Through turns 3 and 4, and Aaron Raymond is going to be your winner here tonight at Hickory. Casey Beatty is going to finish in 2nd. Jason Pelkey comes home 3rd, and then we've got a big wreck here on the front stretch. But your winner here tonight, the 88 of Aaron Raymond. As our top 3 line up here. And Aaron Raymond parks it in victory lane. And we're going to take a look at our final results here. Getting the win here tonight, the 88 of Aaron Raymond, Casey Beatty, comes home in 2nd. Jason Pelkey comes home 3rd with Peter Fisher and Shane O'Neill, your top 5. Justin Prescott brings it home 6th. Stephen Rockford back at 7th. Ethan Tyrell in 8th. Logan Powers and Joshua Baldwin round out your top 10. Sean Fleury 11th. Caden Fisher back in 12th. Eric Steele, Mike Baldwin, and Ty Delphia, your top 15. 16th was Jake Rout, Chad White, and Andy Collins back in 19th. And then Nicholas Mumley rounds out the field here tonight from Hickory Speedway. As we get ready to talk to our top 3. Looks like they are here in the booth with me, starting with our 3rd place finisher, Jason Pelkey. Jason, let me just unmute you here on my end. Jason, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Copy.
Man, what a run here tonight. It seemed like a lot of cautions there at the end of the race, but you're able to make it happen there, bring it home back in 3rd. Talk us through your strategy, especially with a couple drivers that had to pit there at the end.
Yeah, I got into this race pretty late. My first laps were actually in qualifying, so I kind of had a different approach in this race than I did past races. I knew I was going to be starting towards the back, so it was just kind of keep it clean, try not to waste the tires. Everyone pitted around like lap 20, and I don't know, being in the back, I just thought that was maybe too early. I knew we had gas that we needed to fill up too, so I just kind of waited for that next caution to get right side tires, and then I just put the fuel right to it. And all these cautions kind of just led up to me creeping up more and more each caution. So it worked out in our favor. Feel pretty lucky.
Yeah, I saw a lot of full contact racing out there tonight. Did that kind of change the way you had to drive the track, knowing that everybody was being as aggressive as they were here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty guilty. My line was off, especially on the inside. I doored a couple people on accident. Just knew that I was going to be a little bit green with this racetrack. But it definitely played a factor. You could see everyone was beating and banging. So it was just kind of hold your line and hope for the best.
Well, awesome job driving up to 3rd place here tonight. Before we let you go, Jason, anyone who thank, any shots you got to give here?
Yeah, I got to thank Logan for putting it on. You guys, Intensity Broadcast, for doing this every week. You guys do an awesome job. I got to thank everyone that comes out. It's a fun time. Everyone that watches makes it happen. Street or Concrete, they're great guys, great sponsors to have on here, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the 3rd place finish, and good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Let's bring in your 2nd place finisher, Casey Beatty. Casey, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, you had so much speed early in the race. kind of got shuffled back with a couple pit stops. Made your last pit stop on looks like lap 53. And yeah, just beating and banging all the way up, back up to the front. Talk us through that mess that you had to drive through to get back up to the front.
Yeah, no, definitely. I knew we had to take fuel, so I pit that early time. Just took a little bit of fuel. I know a lot of people came down with me, and then there were those guys that didn't want to come down, and made my way back to the lead there, and was trying to save a little bit of tire, and it was around lap 50, 53, like you said, and I was still like questioning on fuel a little bit, so I went down, took a little bit of fuel, and took my tires, and Aaron was like Aaron and a couple others were the only people that followed me, so I knew it was going to be a struggle driving back up through, but I knew if me and him kind of bided our time and made our way back up through that we'd be at the front like we were. So definitely didn't play as much as I wanted to. Got stuck a little bit there, and Aaron and a couple of guys got by me and had to use it up a little too much than I wanted to. And Aaron was just quicker than me there at the end and got stuck on the bottom on the restart and stuff. But huge shout out to him for getting that. That's 2 weeks in a row. Driving from the back, that's definitely an impressive run, and he just had a little bit more than I had. And thank you to you and Logan for putting this on.
Well, it looked like you had a good long run car when the second half of the race was kind of plagued by cautions. Did that kind of hurt your momentum going into the later part of the race?
Yeah, definitely. Once I finally got back to second there when Aaron was leading, I was just slowly creeping on him, hoping for a long run there. And those couple of yellows just burned off my right rear more than I thought, and those yellows didn't help. So I definitely needed like a 10 to 15 lap run to get back to Aaron there, but he just had more tire there at the end.
Well, again, awesome job coming home second here tonight. Before we go, though, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Creative Counters, Dale Shaw Race Cars, Jake Grout for painting me an awesome car. RKM Setup Shop, they're just, all those guys over there are awesome. Yeah, that's about it.
Another good points night for you here tonight. So good luck as we close out the season, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
Have a great night.
You too.
That was your second place fisher, KCBI. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, the 88 of Aaron Raymond. Aaron, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
Man, lots of speed, like you said, coming from the back to the front, driving through the mess. I mean, it seemed like everyone was wrecking right around you, it seemed at times. Talk us through that race and, what your strategy was to get yourself up to the front there.
Yeah, it was just a lot of patience and just waiting for a lane to open up to gain a couple spots and then seeing what else you could get. Or if you just had to ride around, that's just kind of what you had to do.
Now, from the beginning, in practice, the track looked so slick. It seemed like everyone was slip sliding all over the place. But as the night went on, it looked like the track got really racy and grippy, and it looked like both lanes kind of came in on their own. Was that kind of surprising you, knowing that both lanes were fast here tonight?
Yeah, usually when you come to Hickory, you think of it as like a single file lane around the bottom, but having it this multi-groove actually really played into how I like to race, and it opened up a lot of opportunities.
Well, you did a good job, like I said, driving through the field, getting yourself up to the front, and holding off a couple hard-charging drivers, Sean Fleury, Casey Beatty, all of them keeping them behind you. So congrats on the win. And before we let you go, who do you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Well, I gotta thank everyone behind the scenes who helps put on this league. I gotta thank you guys for broadcasting, and I gotta thank my family.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Another good points night for you tonight as we get ready to close out the season in 2 weeks. So good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully we'll talk to you again at the end of the season.
Yep, thank you.
Have a great night. So that is going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcast. Again, Aaron Raymond getting the win here tonight at Hickory Motor Speedway. Don't forget to join us again on Tuesday night as we have the doubleheader coming back on with the Doghouse Racing League Xfinity Series and the SCSRA Truck Series, who will be rounding out their season this week. Of course, we also have Thunderstruck on Thursdays and Mondays. And of course, we can't forget about this league right here. It's got 2 more weeks left. Next week, we move on to Kern County. And then our season finale at Lucas Oil Raceway. So tune back in here on Intensity Broadcasting. We do appreciate you joining us. Don't forget to check out our great partners listed down below, including Race CPI for all your racing coaching and setup needs. Our website at intensitybroadcasting.com. Of course, our great partners over at Butt Kicker. Pick up one for yourself. Get that seat of the pants feel, a little bit of feedback. It's a great product. Check it out at thebuttkicker.com. And of course, Streeter Concrete for the series sponsorship. Again, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, thank you for watching. And for our boy, as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over